Welcome back to another edition of the Racing Show. Quick recap of last week. It was the St. Ledger. Put up 4 bets. We had 1 non-runner, 2 losers, and a winner in the big one, the St. Ledger. Jan Bruegel tipped up at 4-1 in the big race. So that takes us to plus 5.5 points for the season so far. And a bit of action at Newbury and Ayr this weekend. The first race I'm going to have a look at is the 240 at Newbury. It's a 1 mile 2 furlong handicap for 3-year-olds and upper. It's a 0 to 105 class 2. Bolster has been declared for this one, and he's been a tracker horse for me this season. He won his first 2 starts of the season in handicaps. So owes me nothing in the tracking department. Obviously did follow him up to his Group 3 and his Group 2 antics the last 2 times, where he came 4th and 7th, which weren't great performances, but obviously was beat by fairly good horses, one of them actually being Jan Bruegel, the aforementioned St. Ledger winner. As I said, he's 2 for 2 in handicaps this season, both over this trip. So he's comfortable at the 10 furlong distance, and he would definitely appreciate the current good to soft going and a bit of rain in the forecast. And so therefore I'm going to put a Bolster in this one. He's currently quite a big price at 14 to 1, I think here. With possible good soft ground, back into a handicap. It does carry quite a bit more weight than the rest in here, but I'm more than happy to take that chance. I think he's too good a horse to be in a handicap, to be quite honest. I think he gets his conditions, and I think he can win at quite a big price here. So yeah, Bolster in the 240 at Newbury on Saturday is the first tip. Moving on to the Mill Reef, which is the 315 at Newbury. It's a Group 2 for the 2-year-olds over 6 furlongs, and this for the colts. So when I was looking at this race yesterday, I was particularly interested in the gimcrack form, considering Shadow of Light and Symbol of Strength, who both reopposed today, were 2nd and 3rd in that. The winner of that race, Cool Hoof Luke, doesn't go in this one, so we've got a rematch from the 2nd and 3rd in that race. And looking back on some recent form of this race, 12 of the last 13 winners actually finished in the top 2 in their last start, and only 3 winners since 1997 won this race on their 2nd start. So already that kind of narrows it down to that gimcrack form. The unbeaten defence minister, who I'm just not sure has kind of achieved anything of this level and didn't massively improve from 1st to 2nd start last time. So yeah, realistically just leaves us with Shadow of Light here. I was impressed with that step up to Group 2. Had been unbeaten in 2 novice races before that. Stepping up to Group 2 for the first time, putting a very good performance. He's actually half brother to Earthlight, who ran for Andre Farb. Earthlight was a very good 2-year-old over this trip. Won a Group 1 actually in the UK, and won plenty of races on soft and heavy ground. Therefore, the current going of good to soft is not an issue, and if there was to be any more rain, it certainly wouldn't put me off Shadow of Light. And if anything, I've got a funny feeling that a bit of juice in the ground might actually see some improvement here. So more than happy to take Shadow of Light in the Mill Reef, which is the 315 at Newbury on Saturday. And finally, just one race at Ayr I'm going to have a look at. It's the 150 Doonside Cup. It's a listed race for 3-year-old and older. horses, and it's over 10 furlongs. So the same owner has landed this race for the last 2 years, and they saddle a horse here called Caviar Heights, who is trained by last year's winning trainer Carl Burke. So we've got the same trainer, owner partnership, teaming up this year, as they were successful in this race last year with a horse called Royal Rhyme, who went on to be quite good. So as I said, it's clearly a race that the owners like to target, having won it for the last 2 years and with half decent horses at the same time. So I expect the one that they've entered here, Caviar Heights, to have a fairly good chance at getting the win. Caviar Heights himself has been running against some really, really good opposition in his last 3 runs. He's run in races that have been won by the likes of Economics, JRB and Kalpana, who in my opinion are all either high-class Group 2 or Group 1 performers. So you'd say that that form's fairly decent. He did win a Newmarket listed race on his second start this season, which was quite impressive. Not so good last time out against Kalpana in a listed race, but he sticks at listed level this time, and I, in my opinion, don't see anything as good as a Kalpana, a JRB or an Economics in here. So I'm more than happy to take Caviar Heights here at 7-1. So just a quick recap of the 3 bets for Saturday. And Newbury, it's going to be in the 240, the handicap over 10 furlongs, Bolster 14-1. Then moving on to the Mill Reef Stakes at Newbury, 315, Symbol of Light at 10-3. And then 150, the Doonside Cup listed race, that's going to be Caviar Heights at 7-1. All the best.